Okay, good morning guys. Obviously welcome to Student Parliament. Thank you all for coming.
Hi, hello, I'm Tony Pearce and I'm the Vice President for Further Education for the National Union of Students. About 4 years ago when I was a class rep at my college, and then I sort of got there and I realised that actually there were some really big problems at my college. I started to realise that one of the big problems at my college was that some people were having to make a decision between whether they could afford to pay for their lunch or whether they could afford to pay for the bus on the way home. And I started to kind of get a bit angry about it. You know, well, maybe if I get involved in the student union a bit more, or maybe if I kind of do some stuff, maybe if I go and speak to some people and argue with them and tell them why this is wrong, they must be able to see that this is wrong, they must do something about it. And they did. In my first kind of year, I went on an NUS training event, and I sat at the back of the room when I was a class rep and thought, who's this person telling me that I can change the world? Like, I can't change the world. I can barely stand up in front of class reps at my own college without kind of shaking and thinking that, oh God, I'm not cool enough to be doing this, which is sort of still what I think right now. And it's not until kind of now that I realise that actually those people who kind of do this job, people who are elected officers in your student union but also in NUS, have come from exactly where you are. A few years ago I was exactly kind of where you are, sitting thinking, you are talking absolute rubbish. When am I going to get my free lunch? There's no such thing. And then I never thought I'd be in a position where I would be running for a national student officer position, but because I realised that there aren't just things in my college that I want to change and that I can change, but there are things throughout the country and throughout the world actually that I don't think are fair and that I think should be changed. And I also don't think that you can change anything by sort of sitting at the back of the room saying, well, I think you're an idiot. What you have to do is kind of get up and say that to somebody and you know, actually tell them why it's not fair and convince them that they need to change. But it's been great to see you and I'm really looking forward to seeing you do amazing things.
Thanks to Tony.
Because for good listening skills. He's got really big hands because he's going to be hands-on.
The massive question mark is for problem solving.
Non-judgmental, diplomatic, charismatic.
He's got a big mouth because he can like talk and speak up for people.
Okay, right, she's got a helmet to protect her from being put down by people that don't agree with her and that don't want her to fight for change.
So I'm going to start off with the first debate.
At the end of the day, it's their choice. As long as it's not affecting me, it doesn't matter to me. So as long as it's legal, there should be space for them to smoke. Otherwise, as you very rightly said, people would smoke in other places. They'd still do it. They'd just do it in a place that we don't want them to.
I'm Calvin. I would also say no. I'm a non-smoker, but if there were to be, I've been to a college before that didn't have, it was a smoking college, and then we moved to a new site and it became completely non-smoking. And then as a non-smoker, everyone would hang out at the front or near to the entrance, and then or by the gate, and then all the non-smokers would have to walk through that cloud of smoke, which we didn't like. Right.
Count to 5, I'm going to count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If you think that education should be free to all, it's a nice premise and all, but it's really small-minded. If everyone has more education, we're going to expect a higher wage, and it's going to cost more on the government, and in the end it will just result in this country becoming indebted again. And if everyone has education, they're not going to value it. Everyone's going around, oh, I've got a degree, that's nice, so does everyone else. No one's going to care. So if you make education free, it becomes valueless completely.
Has the right to learn, and making people pay for it isn't right.
Andy, from Malton. One thing I found, this is actually something I'll hold my hand up and say I've actually done this myself. I did a level 3 in animal management and then I progressed on to do a degree. And one thing I found is I actually worked harder once I was paying for my education. I found that once I thought, yes, I'm paying £3 a year to be here, I'm actually going to do my best and I'm going to work my socks off for this. And I have heard many people actually say the same, so I think personally I've seen it work in practice.
I don't know about other colleges, but people at Malton, and I think we're generally quite lucky with what we've got. We've got a farrier unit, we've got an equine unit, we've got a farm, we've got animals, we've got everything. And even though we have some huts that aren't the greatest class meals, we do have some heaters.
I'm from Kershaw. Basically, at the end of the day, you're paying to use the facilities that are at the college, and if they're not up to standards, then they should be either refurbished or actually get those facilities in.
About, you can hear what the teacher's writing on the whiteboard. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. How are you supposed to concentrate and learn in that environment?
So intellectual and have no social skills. And as much as we have a great work experience when we go out and we get help with our CV and stuff, people need help with how to dress for an interview. People turn up in jeans. I mean, what? Why would you turn up in jeans to an interview? People need to be able to get confidence to be able to talk in an interview. People need to know what employers want. You know, employers want intelligent people who are presentable and people who are going to work hard, and people don't know that from what we are being taught. So,
personally, I actually haven't heard of an education that doesn't prepare you for employment, because that is basically what an education is for. But obviously in the society, and obviously in the future, people will need to work to sustain this planet. And as they said there, 7 billion people live on this planet, and it's going to keep increasing. We need to keep working, and so obviously the education is most important, and so it should help us provide us to become educated, become underemployment. Obviously, she said it's it's very difficult for us to do so, but again, it's a two-way street. People, if they don't make the effort, they're not going to get the job. So.
Okay, right. So we're going to go to vote. Should we vote? Wrong Basically, I just wanted to finish today by saying thank you to you all for coming. Obviously it's the first time we've had a Parliament, and well, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's gone really well, and anyone that wants to let me know their views, please feel free to email me or just catch me. I'll be around the campuses obviously. And I know that a lot of people put a lot of hard work into putting this day on for you, and I'd just like to thank them as well. And we do have a winner, I'm happy to announce. SU Parliament, 6 centres, 5 unions, all work as one amazing. We can actually make a change and actually affect how things run, bring on the debate. Actually just sums up what today's about, I think. So thank you very much.